My friends, we live in a world that is obsessed with the harvest, but has forgotten the importance of the soil. Everyone wants the reward, the title, the wealth, the recognition, but very few are willing to engage in the sacred process that makes the harvest inevitable. Today, I want to speak to you an unfiltered truth about success, and it begins with this. Success is not a destination you arrive at, it is a person you become. You see, the world defines success by what you have acquired, but true success, lasting success, is defined by what has acquired you. It is not the external trophies, but the internal transformation. The mansion, the car, the bank account, these are not success. They are merely the symptoms of success. They are the evidence of a mind that has been disciplined, a character that has been forged, and a purpose that has been pursued. So what is the unfiltered truth? First, success is not the absence of failure. It is the residue of perseverance. You will fail, you will fall, you will make mistakes. This is not a deviation from the path to success. This is the path. Every failure is a lesson dressed in the garments of disappointment. Every setback is a setup for a greater comeback. The successful person is not the one who never falls, but the one who learns how to get up, dust off the shame, and walk with the wisdom the fall provided. Failure is not your enemy. It is your most rigorous tutor. Second, your potential is your responsibility. Buried within you is a treasure, a unique gift, a divine idea, a solution the world is waiting for. But potential is worthless without process. A seed has the potential to be a forest, but it must submit itself to the darkness of the soil, the pressure of the earth, and the struggle to reach the sun. Your success is dependent upon your willingness to be buried, to be pressed, and to push through the dirt of adversity. Your gift is not for you, it is for the world, and you are accountable for its development and delivery. To die with your potential still within you is the greatest tragedy. Third, clarity of purpose is non-negotiable. You cannot be successful in a void. Success must be defined, and it can only be defined by your purpose. Why are you here? What problem were you born to solve? What unique sound only you can add to the symphony of humanity? Without purpose, success is a meaningless accumulation. It is a ship without a rudder drifting aimlessly in the ocean of life. Purpose is the compass that guides your decisions, fuels your passion, and gives context to your struggles. The most unsuccessful person in the world is the one with great wealth and no purpose. For success demands the price of discipline. The world sells you on the myth of overnight success, but I am here to tell you that what happens overnight is rarely worth anything by morning. True success is built in the unseen moments. It is built in the pre-dawn hours when others are sleeping. It is built in the choice to study instead of socialize, to invest instead of impulse spend, to practice instead of play. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. It is the daily, often boring commitment to the process. The grind is not glamorous, but it is glorious in its results. Finally, true success is servanthood. The highest level of success is not measured by how many people serve you, but by how many people you serve. Your success is not for your comfort, it is for your contribution. Your wealth is a tool for empowerment. Your influence is a platform for upliftment. When you understand that your success is a vehicle to add value to the lives of others, you tap into a divine economy that will multiply your harvest beyond your imagination. We have been sold a lie, a grand illusion that has distorted our understanding of one of life's most profound pursuits. We have been taught to believe that success is something external to be acquired, a destination to be reached, a collection of trophies to be displayed. We point to the house, the car, the bank account, the title on the door, and we say, there it is. That is success. But I am here to tell you that this is a fundamental error in perspective, a confusion of the symptom for the cause. These external markers are not success itself. They are merely the evidence, the inevitable byproducts, the visible harvest of a process that occurs entirely within you. True success, lasting success, is not about what you have. It is about what has acquired you. It is about the person you have become in the process of the pursuit. The mansion did not create a successful person. It was the disciplined, focused, and resilient character of the person that built the mansion. The wealth did not create a generous spirit. It was the pre-existing heart of stewardship that now has a greater capacity for impact. This is the core of the matter. The universe is governed by the law of correspondence. Your outer world will always be a reflection of your inner world. You cannot have an outer reality that is in constant conflict with your inner identity. To harvest a field of abundance, you must first become the fertile soil. To lead a multinational corporation, you must first develop the mind, character, and capacity of a CEO. The external achievement is simply the manifestation of an internal transformation that has already taken place. This is why the relentless pursuit of external things without a corresponding internal development leads to emptiness, anxiety, and the phenomenon of the self-made man who worships his creator. He arrives at the summit of the mountain only to find a hollow victory because the person who stands there is the same person who began the climb, only now with more possessions. He has acquired everything he wanted but has not become anyone new. The journey of true success is an alchemical process that changes your very nature. The challenges you face are not barriers to your success. They are the tools the universe uses to forge a stronger, wiser, more capable you. The long hours of study are not just about accumulating information. They are about building a disciplined mind. The rejections are not just about a failed proposal. They are about building a resilient spirit. The responsibility of leadership is not just about managing others. It is about developing the character to wield influence with integrity. When you focus on becoming the person, when you cultivate the soil of your character, when you nurture the roots of your integrity, when you water the seeds of your talent with consistent effort, the harvest becomes inevitable. The fruit does not strain to appear on the tree. It naturally blossoms from a tree that is healthy, rooted, and nourished. In the same way, the rewards you seek will naturally gravitate toward the person who has become a match for them. Therefore, the most critical work you will ever do is not out there in the world. It is in here, in the quiet chambers of your own heart and mind. It is the work of identity. Stop asking, what do I want to have? And start asking the far more powerful question, who do I need to become? Become the person of discipline and productivity will find you. Become the person of innovation and solutions will flow through you. Become the person of service and influence will be entrusted to you. The external world is nothing more than a mirror. If you want to change the reflection, you must change the object being reflected. We have been culturally conditioned to view failure as a stop sign. We see it as a red light flashing at the end of a road, a definitive no from the universe, signaling that we should turn around, give up, and retreat to the safety of what we know. This perception is not only flawed, it is one of the greatest obstacles to achieving any significant success. Oh, the unfiltered truth is that failure is not a stop sign on the road to success. It is an integral part of the road itself. It is not the opposite of success. It is the essential raw material from which success is built. Imagine a sculptor approaching a block of marble. He does not see a flawless finished statue. He sees a form trapped within, and his process involves striking the stone, chipping away large pieces, making mistakes in his angles, and learning the grain of the rock with every blow. Each strike that misses its mark is not a failure that ruins the sculpture. It is a lesson that informs the next better strike. The final masterpiece is not created in spite of these so-called failures. It is created because of them. The chisel marks and the corrections are not flaws. They are the evidence of the process, the very means by which the form was liberated from the stone. In the same way, every setback in your life, every failed venture, every rejected proposal is a strike of the chisel. It is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to shape you. It teaches you the grain of your own character, the strength of your own resolve, and the areas where your skills need refinement. Failure provides a data set that success simply cannot offer. Success often only tells you what works, and sometimes it doesn't even tell you why. Failure with brutal and unfiltered honesty tells you what does not work, why it doesn't work, and forces you to confront the gaps in your knowledge, your strategy, or your execution. This is why perseverance is not merely about stubbornly continuing to try. It is about intelligently adapting based on the feedback that failure provides. The residue of success is not a magical dust that falls upon the lucky. It is the accumulation of wisdom, the calluses of experience, and the refined strategy that can only be earned through repeated attempts and subsequent corrections. The person who has never failed has never been tested, and therefore has never grown beyond their initial, untrained state. They are the uncarved block, potentially beautiful, but lacking the definition and form that struggle alone can provide. To run from failure is to run from your own education. It is to decline the very lessons that are custom designed to prepare you for the weight of the success you seek. Embrace failure not as a judge, but as a mentor. Listen to its harsh but invaluable feedback. Let it sand down your rough edges, strengthen your core, and direct your path. For the road to any destination worth reaching is paved with the stones of lessons learned from every misstep along the way. The greatest poverty is not a lack of wealth, but a wealth of unused potential. Within the heart of every individual lies a dormant treasure, a unique deposit of genius, creativity, and capacity placed there by the Creator Himself. This potential is your sacred endowment, the divine blueprint of what you were designed to be and to contribute to the world. However, this treasure does not come pre-unpacked or pre-manifest. It is delivered in raw, unrefined form, and its realization is not a matter of chance or luck, but a matter of process and personal responsibility. You are the custodian of this treasure. You are the steward of this potential. And you will be held accountable not for what you acquired in life, but for what you did with what you were given. This is a weighty truth. Your potential is not for your comfort, it is for your contribution. It is the gift you are meant to unwrap through effort and offer to a world that is waiting for its expression. The journey from potential to performance is not a gentle slope. It is a demanding climb. It requires you to submit to the very pressures that will shape you. Consider the metaphor of the seed. A seed holds within it the potential for an entire forest. It contains the genetic code for a mighty tree that can provide shelter, fruit, and oxygen for generations. But that potential is utterly worthless as long as the seed remains in the bag. Its value is only activated when it is placed in the dark, confining soil. It must endure the pressure of the earth pressing in on all sides. It must push through the resistance of the dirt to reach the sunlight. It must send roots down into the darkness to find stability and nutrients before it can ever hope to send a shoot upward toward the sky. The struggle is not an obstacle to its potential. It is the very process that unlocks it. In the same way, your potential is activated in the soil of adversity. The pressure of a financial struggle is what forces the development of financial wisdom and resilience. The resistance of a difficult project is what forces your creativity to find a new solution. The darkness of uncertainty is where you are forced to send down the roots of your faith and character to find stability. This process is not optional. You cannot wish your potential into existence. You cannot affirm it into manifestation without the corresponding labor. You must be willing to be buried, to be pressed, and to push through the dirt of your circumstances. To refuse this process, to shy away from the pressure and the struggle, is to choose to remain a seed. It is to choose the comfort of the bag over the destiny of the forest. It is to die with your music still trapped inside the instrument of your life. This is the ultimate tragedy. Not a life that failed, but a life that never truly began because it was unwilling to endure the sacred struggle of becoming. Therefore, embrace the process. Recognize that the challenges you face are not punishments. They are the necessary conditions for your growth. Your responsibility is to lean into the pressure, to push against the resistance, and to trust that the same force that deposited the potential within you has also designed the perfect environment to bring it forth. Do not die with your treasure still buried. The world is in desperate need of the gift that only you can bring. The modern world is saturated with a seductive and dangerous myth, the myth of the overnight success. We are presented with finished products. The entrepreneur who sold his company for billions, the author whose debut novel tops the charts, the artist who becomes an overnight sensation. We see the glorious harvest, but are completely shielded from the years of relentless, unseen labor that made it possible. We are shown the destination, but never the arduous, often lonely journey. This illusion has crippled the ambition of millions because it creates the false expectation that success should be swift, effortless, and accompanied by constant fanfare. The unfiltered truth is the exact opposite. True success, the kind that is built to last, is forged in the furnace of daily discipline. It is constructed in the quiet, uncelebrated moments when no one is watching. It is the product of what I call the silent hours, the pre-dawn moments when others are asleep, the late nights when others are being entertained, the weekends when others are at leisure. This is where the real work happens. This is where character is built. Discipline is the bridge between a goal and its accomplishment, and that bridge is built one consistent, often boring, choice at a time. It is the choice to study instead of scroll. It is the choice to practice instead of play. It is the choice to save instead of spend. It is a choice to read instead to watch. Discipline is not a grand single act of heroism. It is the slow, steady accumulation of small, right decisions made over and over again. It is the relentless commitment to the process even, and especially when the initial excitement has faded and the emotional motivation has evaporated. This is why discipline is often misunderstood as deprivation. The undisciplined eye sees only what is being given up. The extra hour of sleep, the mindless entertainment, the temporary comfort. But the disciplined spirit sees what is being gained. A sharper mind, a stronger skill, a more resilient character, a future of greater freedom and impact. Discipline is not about punishing yourself. It is about empowering yourself. It is the conscious decision to trade what you want now for what you want most. The grind that everyone speaks of is simply the visible manifestation of this invisible discipline. The world sees the hustle, but it does not see the 1,000 small decisions that made the hustle possible. They see the intensity of the harvest, but they did not witness the patience of the planting, the consistency of the watering, the perseverance through the drought. Do not be deceived by the highlight reels of others. Do not grow discouraged because your journey requires a level of commitment that they seem to bypass. Their overnight was likely a decade. Understand that the foundation of every great achievement is laid brick by boring brick in the factory of daily discipline. This is the price that must be paid. There are no shortcuts. There are no loopholes. The universe does not reward intention. It rewards action. And disciplined, consistent action is the most powerful force in the world for turning the invisible potential within you into the undeniable reality around you. We have been conditioned to view the pinnacle of achievement through a distorted lens of personal acquisition and dominance. We imagine success as a mountain peak we conquer, planting our flag and looking down upon the world we have mastered. This egocentric model is not only incomplete, it is a fundamental inversion of a profound spiritual principle. The unfiltered truth is this: the highest form of success is not about ascending to be served, but about descending to serve. Your influence, your wealth, your platform, these are not the rewards for your labor. They are the tools for your greater assignment. They are not a throne for you to rest upon, but a larger plow for you to wield in the field of humanity. This is the paradox of true significance. You only get to keep what you are willing to give away. When you understand that your success is not for your comfort but for your contribution, you tap into a divine economy that operates on a different currency. The world's economy is based on accumulation and hoarding, gathering as much as you can for yourself. But the economy of purpose is based on circulation and multiplication, pouring out what you have for the benefit of others. Your knowledge becomes powerful when it is shared, empowering others to grow. Your wealth becomes significant when it is invested, creating opportunities for others to prosper. Your influence becomes enduring when it is used to amplify the voices of the marginalized and to champion righteous causes. This principle of servanthood is the ultimate litmus test for character. It reveals whether you are a master of your resources or a slave to them. Anyone can handle poverty, but it takes a person of profound character to handle prosperity without being corrupted by it. Service is the safeguard that keeps success from rotting your soul. It grounds you, humbles you, and constantly reminds you that your gifts were never meant to be hoarded in a personal vault, but to be distributed as currency in the kingdom of purpose. Consider the example of a river. A river that only receives water but has no outlet becomes a stagnant, dead sea. It cannot sustain life. It becomes salty and toxic. But a river that freely receives and freely gives, that flows into other streams and waters the plains, becomes a source of life, fertility, and abundance for everything in its path. Your success must be a flowing river, not a stagnant pond. The most powerful and enduring legacies in human history were not left by those who accumulated the most, but by those who served the most. Their names are remembered not for the palaces they built for themselves, but for the institutions, the freedoms, and the opportunities they built for others. They understood that the true value of a life is measured by its investment in other lives. Therefore, redefine your ambition. Do not strive to be a successful person. Strive to be a significant contributor. Ask not, how can I use people to build my success? But rather, how can I use my success to build people? When you make this shift, you will find that success begins to pursue you. Opportunities will flow to you because the world trusts you with them. Influence will be granted to you because your heart has proven itself. This is the unfiltered truth. The summit of success is not a place of solitary glory, but a position of immense responsibility and boundless opportunity to serve.